Returning to work after having a child can be a challenging time for new parents who need to catch up with a fast-evolving work environment and find the right work-life balance. In today's episode, we are joined by Jonathan Picard, tax partner and proud sponsor of our Back and Happy initiative, a program designed to make life easier for parents returning from long leave absence. We also have the pleasure of welcoming Lucie Moran, onboarding manager and talent management expert at PwC, who is also part of the core project team. We'll share insights about this impactful PwC initiative, the unique challenges and experiences of returning to work as a new parent, and the evolving role of fathers in caregiving, a topic in the spotlight as we celebrated International Men's Day on November 19. How are you doing today?
Hello, Anne-Catherine. Very fine, thank you.
Hello, I'm very well, thank you.
Even though we had the first snow this night. I don't know for you guys, but in Belgium we had 5 centimeters of snow last night.
Ah, yeah.
Everything was white when I woke up this morning.
In Luxembourg, I think we have some snow.
Yeah, and for me, I'm actually coming from Belgium as well, so we had a kind of white, good landscape, and my kids were super happy about it, by the way.
Well, let's jump right in. Could you tell us more about the Back and Happy program and what are the reasons behind creating such an initiative?
Yeah, sure, thanks. It has been created some years ago, just before COVID. So obviously it was not the best time, to deploy the initiative as such within the company. However, the spirit behind it is easy, is how to support parents in the working environment being back after, maternity leave or a parental leave, being for men or women. So the idea was to create a framework to accompany them being back and manage their new life as such. So we have a couple of kind of points or area where we want to develop. So the directional travel was, first of all, a mother room, and we will cover this a bit later, about how to support women in doing breastfeeding at work. That was number one, and this is now live, and we are very happy about this. Second point is parental coaching that is being developed this year, and really a success, we can say. We have super, super positive feedback about that. Number three is the parents community as such, and how can we help each other together to face and, in that new life. There is no other word than this, I think. And last but not least, it's a late review process in order to support our people in terms of career path and development in kind of, how can I say this, decreasing potential negative effect on their career. So in other words, even if you take a maternity leave or parental leave, you might have an opportunity to catch up and avoid any gap in the development. So these are really the 4 main areas we are working on for now.
Okay. And do you think returning to work after parental leave affects mothers and fathers differently?
Yeah, probably, just because when you are a mother, you have that pressure that you need to be here for your child, and you spend a lot of time being with your child for the months after the birth. So, of course, we have at that moment designed a new mother's room, and it's a very huge initiative in such, especially in Luxembourg, where there is no mother's room, I think, outside PwC, at least at the moment. So yeah, of course, you have that dedication to be here for your child and to have that possibility also to breastfeed at work. It is a huge effect for us, and we are very proud of that kind of initiative.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, the feedback are really positive, and it's already a difficult time to be back at work, but you should have the opportunity to keep going with breastfeeding and in a safe environment.
Okay.
We had some feedback, not here, but from the industry, that some women were doing this in their car. See?
Or in the bathroom.
Yeah.
That could be worse. So here we have designed that new mother's room with a lot of convenience, with hot water, fridge, music, tea for breastfeed, and candies also. So it's a real big initiative, and we are again super proud of that, with a lot of good feedback.
Just to be back on your question, is different. It's actually difficult to answer, right? I can speak for myself. I took my parental leave before COVID, so it was very, very early stage for my son. And I can tell you that at that time, it was not very popular. It was really the beginning. There was a reform in Luxembourg when you could benefit from it for men. But I remember when I asked, it was like, you sure? So I took 4 months, but 4 times 1 month. And this was my decision because for me it was more, fitting my business and, work life at that time. But still, I got good memories out of it, really good time, no regret at all. And yeah, does it affect it differently from men and women? I'm sure, yes. Now, it very much depends on your situation, right? So depending on your professional situation at home, depending on your wife and yourself, who has more or less flexibility at work. Some people want to do more for the kids, and could be women or men. We see this evolving really quickly nowadays, and that's good. So it's just, I think, about communication, making sure you are aligned in the out, and of course with your business and career aspiration. But is there a rule book? No. No, get prepared for the unexpected. Do your best.
Have you seen any initial results or feedback from the participants in this program?
Yeah, indeed. And to be honest, we spend a lot of time just to question our people, and especially our mothers, just for the mother's room speaking. But yeah, it was super important for us to be sure that we are going in the right direction. So to have that guidelines and to be sure that we are answering the needs of people. We spend, again, a lot of surveys and time. And then the feedback are really positive, just because it's changed, professional lives for our people. So it is super, super great.
Yeah, and for the second part, the parental coaching, that is brand new this year. We did roll out this as from July. We start to get feedback. And it's really, really amazing. To be honest, it's like personal coaching session via an external provider. We have designed the session with them really to support the first days back and how to reorganize your new life, So yeah, we are waiting for completion of that program, but currently, so we have 20 seats. And we will get quickly to the maximum. And we will have as well a group session open for more people.
Oh, nice.
And just about the parent community also, we have now people that are more and more involved on that, taking part of new initiatives like for a young child and more with child which could
bit
be older. So again, the feedback here is thank you for thinking about us, not just as professional, but also in a more holistic view, because we are also parents and we need to bring and to be sure that we are well balanced in terms of professional and personal life.
And in your experience, how can companies better support employees during this transition?
Wow, that's a great question. I think getting close to the people, you mentioned it, Lucy, really listening to them to see exactly what they need. So we have other initiatives in the pipeline, let's say. So we try to be as creative as possible. We have a great core team supporting this. We have as well people from the company as well now contributing and raising and speaking up. I think it's all about speaking up and making sure your voice is heard. Another point we have now in place, it's what we call the late review process I mentioned earlier on. So I think this is really important. I mean, in our business, in our company, there is no gender pay gap as such, right? Same level, of course, same package. Yes. However, what we see, it's a little gap coming from women, being pregnant and taking a break. And this is really something we are working hard on in order to kind of cancel this effect or just avoid this, right? And we have now already some positive effect of this new measure, because we have people that came back and are kind of assessed in a late review process and can be promoted or can progress in their role. So meaning that after they are back in the normal process, so meaning that there is no effect at all. And that's really something we are proud of. Now, is it the only thing we can do? Probably not. I mean, this is a really fast evolving world. But yeah, I think post-COVID as well, technology helped a lot. We are very lucky to have our satellites and border offices as well. That just bring so much flexibility. You get close. If I take my example, I'm at 13 minutes from school if I'm using that, instead of 1 hour 15 commuting on a daily basis. So, and our people are really benefiting from this, and the feedback on that point is really good. So it's one point, but I mean, we can have.
But it's a big one. I think nowadays still in society as a woman, sometimes you feel like you need to choose between having a career and having children. And it's just nice to know that at least the company sees that and tries to help, that we don't feel the pressure between either or.
Yes.
But we can have both if we want to.
Yeah. And I think, we see it. We see it at various levels, even if the management level. I mean, we have, of course, women making a career here, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so I think flexibility in technology, so thanks or due to COVID, I'm not sure what's the best word, but post-COVID at least, flexibility, our satellite office combined with the technology, and the fact that it has evolved in terms of culture in the industry. I mean, and this is something that is there. Probably UK, US was already there before. It took a bit more time in Luxembourg to get to this level. On the other hand, we are very specific, right? Because most of the people are commuting. Yeah. This is something very, very specific to our country and our business. So this is not something you have in the UK or the US or France even. So that's true. That's probably one of the reasons it took a bit more time to adapt. But now trust is there. People can work from home, can work from satellite. And all of this, I think, had a really positive impact on I mean, parents' life as such.
And probably the firm are more ready now than they were a few years ago. So the mindset also in the companies have changed. Just because you can't be parent aside, you are a professional and parent at the same time. And in the understanding of the culture, we are going in the right direction on that one. So for me, the flexibility, of course, is a key word on that. The time flexibility, the spatial flexibility that we can bring to the employees. It is not super common at the moment. As you said, Luxembourg could be better on that mindset. It's progressing, let's say. But yes, in terms also of understanding, the thing is that you are just more than one or the other, exactly as you mentioned. So in terms of support, in terms of guidance, in terms of people mindset, understanding, support that you can have with your hierarchy, with your leaders and so on, it is really important to be sure that you are well accompanied and you are just seen and safe in the right environment.
Yeah, and just to complement here and make it clear, we have full support from our leadership on this, right?
Definitely.
So, and from the top level. So it's super important that really we can come with ideas and we can really deploy this. So people believed in it and ensure that this is properly rolled out to our people.
And it's a great asset for us because we start from a blank paper. So at the end, it's quite interesting when your company say, we have to do something, but we don't know really what to do at first. So do something and make the difference for people. And let's say where we are going to go in together.
And as I mentioned in the introduction, the both of you have not been here, but it was International Men's Day on the 19th of November. How has the role as father in caregiving evolved over the years? And what progress are we seeing today?
Wow. I think it has been massive, to be honest. I said when I took my parental leave pre-COVID, it was very, very new to people. Now it's common. I mean, I see it in my team. Most of them took the parental, and that's totally okay. So I think government has made as well some progress there in allowing as well, more money during the time you are off in order to kind of compensate a bit the potential gap to make it possible. Organization did follow, of course. You see even, men taking parental, but even more, even taking a break afterwards to stay with the kids because they decided that it's going to be, the father taking care for a period of time instead of the mother. This kind of thing didn't happen 15 years ago or very rarely. Especially in our industry. So massive change, yes. Is it good? Definitely. And yeah, I think we need to keep going, keep pushing frameworks that allow that choice. At the end of the day, it's a choice. Because we always think about, maternity and parental leave, but some people are taking the choice to not take it but doesn't mean that they don't want to take care of their kids, right? So that's why as well we try to be as open as possible to parents, but not only the ones that are taking a break, because it's even actually more difficult for if I take a father who is not taking a parental leave but dedicated to the kids and life at home, to provide as well those type of coaching or facilities, to ensure they can cope with all of this, right?
On my side, I didn't take my parental leave exactly because of the reasons you mentioned. So it's just a choice that you have to make personally, and it is clear that it could be a differentiator depending the society and the firm you are in.
Totally. And what advice would you give to other new parents who are about to return to work?
You gave it a go?
Yeah, good question. So maybe the first advice would be prepared and be sure you have the right organization. So it won't be perfect at the moment. You have to find your own path, your own rhythm. Things will change definitely when you will go into the big bath. So be prepared as much as possible and be sure it will change no matter what. And maybe the other advice I will say is speak up. Do not hesitate to say, stop, I need a break, I need to find another rhythm. I'm not comfortable in that period, so I need to be sure that I'm well supported in that transition. And sometimes you will find the right people at the right moment to be sure that you are well guided in that period, a transitional period.
Yeah, definitely. Be prepared for the unexpected. As I said at the beginning, there is no rule book. Do your best, right? just do your best, do what you can, but it's all fun, it's all good. Looking back, it's definitely more fun than challenges or whatever you want to call it. But it's not easy every day. Yeah, it's a massive change. You need to get back at certain hours because you need to pick up the kids at school, and no matter what, last minute meeting, last minute issues, you need to get there. If not, in Luxembourg, they just put your kids, in front of on the street, right? So and there you see that it's possible. It's possible to manage. It's possible to adapt. We are all agile in what we do. And so, yeah, it's the same. And sometimes I say as well to my team, you know what? Talk to your clients. Most of them are parents as well. They appreciate, they understand. If you tell them, you know what, I need to go now. I'm happy to take you on the phone later on, or we have a call tomorrow early morning. Most of them are parents. They understand, So to your point, yes, speak up. Talk about it to your peers, to your managers, clients, whoever. But yeah, it's all good. It's all fun.
Perfect. Well, thanks to the both of you for sharing about the initiative and also sharing from your personal experience.
No worries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for joining us today. That's it for today's episode, and if you don't want to miss out on our upcoming stories, hit subscribe and feel free to share. Let us know what you think. Thank you for listening and see you for the next episode of Casual Side.